regarding pigmentation. If that applies to you, welcome. Pigmentation can be as a result of many things, and my skin type, if you see, compared to a grade 1 or a class 1 skin type of a Caucasian, I will easily have pigmentation on any friction, any rubbing, after inflammation, infection, you name it. That's our way of skin telling, listen, there is a trauma, there's a damage, I need to help you to recover. I need to protect the skin because the ultraviolet rays, the heat, visible light is going to cause damage into the deep layers where the cell division happens, which can lead to a precancerous condition. So therefore, I'm going to protect it. The way they'll protect it, bring more of the melanin because it's going to reflect the ultraviolet rays. So they think that's the way to protect it. So that's how, well, I want to believe that we had survived until today. But then again, sometimes it affects on our self-esteem and self-confidence. And I'm going to share my experience with my clients, what I do. So there are difficult ways. First thing and foremost is to see, is there a medical reason? That's how my brain works, because there are some medical reasons which will, like Addison's disease, right? Where we have what we call the adrenal glands and we have the suprarenal glands. When there is a situation, a medical condition where there's a disbalance, we are going to have increased pigmentation, whether it's going to be related to pregnancy hormones, whether it's related to some of the medications we would use for treating of blood pressure, whether it's going to be related to some of the antibiotics, some of the skincare products that we're going to be using. So many reasons why someone can get pigmentation, right? Or whether it's repeated infections, healing process related pigmentation, right? Or whether it's some of the products that we are using and it get tattooed, like, you know, it penetrates deep into the skin and leave, whether it's something like melasma or melasma. So it's very interesting. But after all, every, regardless of what the condition, even though as a physician, for me, it matters. For the client, it means only one thing. I don't feel good about myself. People are staring at me. And always in our subconscious mind, we want to be accepted. We want to be admired. We want to be loved. We want to be validated, right? So when you get some stares, what you would not expect to have, people start to develop that inner uneasiness, and from it, it starts to a little bit of a paranoia, a little bit of fear, a little bit of dissatisfaction. The unfortunate thing is then it will start to be attracting more of the negative stuff, and then it is a very closed vicious cycle. So there are ways that we can help identifying whether there's a causing factor, triggering factor, or a factor which can bring it back, as long as it's not perfect. See how we can prevent it coming in. For example, someone who always rubs, or someone who's always having no sunscreen and facing the sunlight from long drives. For example, I've got truck drivers who go on long drives and they have one side of the face more pigmented than the other. And also I have some people where their habitual way, when they're thinking, they don't realize it, is to rub somewhere, right? We don't realize it. But when clients come in, that's some other things I'll observe, and then they'll say, listen, were you aware that this happens? And I say, no, I'm not. And there are situations, very funny, when, you know, I've got beautiful, great clients, loving clients, when they come in and with the consent of the client, and they say, you know what, you want someone to just video when we are going through the discussion, and then they'll video the family member. And then guess what? To see the person is like, literally doing some of the things that they'll come for. For example, someone will come and say, I have pain in my finger, or I have pigmentation here. So we are saying, you know what, there's highly likely this is the thing, and they say, no, I'm not. So I'm not talking to the client on a deep discussion about something. And guess what? When I'm giving some challenging questions, the client is already doing this, but they're maintaining eye contact. They don't realize it. It's so interesting. When we play back, that's patient education. For me, that's patient education, right? Creating awareness. And that's the reason you're watching this video. So I'm very thankful for you. So there are situations where we don't realize it, but it happens, right? So our therapeutic alliance with our clients is to understand and give an insight into it, and then give our knowledge and skills to help you out. And that's the way we will maintain your trust, right? So there are different ways, once there are no other reason for it, to get the pigmentation managed, whether it's going to be very surface ones. We can use something like chemical peels. All my clients would ask, oh my God, is my skin gonna peel? Yeah, there are medical grade peels, which are like the TCA peels or Jessner peels, very deep penetrating. I use them for acne remodeling, scar remodeling, Obviously, it has to be closely monitored, very well counseled about the downtime, which means from the time of treatment until you'll have normal appearance very close to. So those are important factors to discuss. The expectations to set up what to expect it. But there are also very mild ones where you would apply it today and then tomorrow it's like nothing happened. Even on the same day, it's like nothing happened, right? Because they go mild penetration, we are targeting on the very upper layers of the pigmented layer. Then we can go a little bit deeper into like what we call the medium grade ones. So again, with your healthcare provider, you're going to find, so it's not one peel which looks like peeling out the skin, what it means by chemical peel. So that's one modality. We also can use microneedling, where there's a controlled device where the depth can be adjusted. There are micro needles. We will be going on the face and then we'll piercing the epidermal layer a little bit deeper than the epidermis. And what it does is a couple of things. It'll fractionate, break the cell bonding, and then the cells will start to slough off, dead cells. It also stimulates the fibroblasts and then production of collagen, elastin. So it also rejuvenates the skin, because trauma, you may remember I told you, will cause the skin to wake up and then start to create a result. And also it can lead into some of the pigmentation. So obviously sun protection is extremely important to discuss. And there are also topical prescription creams like retin that we would use, or with an antibiotic that we would use depending on the circumstances, again, to take the superficial layer or the top layer of the skin. And also we can use ablative or like thermal burning devices like laser, ablative laser. We do the same thing. We targeted trauma, injury through heat. We get the skin to turn over, slough it off, and with it the pigmented cells go away. The new are supposed to grow without the pigment, as long as we are protecting it through sunscreen. Otherwise it's going to react back to that, right? So amazing technologies. And again, a lot of evidence with PRP exosomes coming up when we are using in combination. And also the skincare routine. There are great skincare routines where you'll have peelers built into it, with exfoliants built into it. So it's going to be a very customized approach. But the bottom line of managing a pigmented lesion or pigmentation or hyperpigmentation is all about to identify what causes it. Where's the foundation? Will it recur? Is this something medically need to be looked into, treated, identified? As long as those are not, it's just a local manifestation, what we call, because as a physician, we're looking to see whether it's a systemic manifestations like the Addison's disease that I mentioned about, or any other medical condition which can lead to hyperpigmentation, or whether it's going to be a local thing, like I'm rubbing my head on the pillow, just keep on as a coping mechanism, touching, scratching, squeezing. Is it one of those, right? So then it's a skincare and also helping pigmentation plus behavioral modification, and then to teach the client about how we will help them to cope without doing that thing, right? Some of the we will go through not breaking the knuckles when we are stressed out. Some of it when we're talking, or just the hold in the lips, or just we'll be doing some movements. People don't realize it, but what they will come with is a pigmented patch, right? So it's very important for us to sit and talk and discover. I wish you the same. Sometimes it's about having your good friend, relative, or family member pointing you out. Sometimes you can phrase them. Do you see that I'm doing something along these ones? Most of the time when I tell a probability, possibility, the client would disagree. I say, you know what, go home. This is my suggestion. Think about it. And then if you find that's applicable, come in. We will work it out further. Then they will go and say, my doctor tells me this. I don't think I'm doing that. Do you think, or have you seen? And then if they start from that day, and someone, when they're totally off guard, they'll start to say, oh yeah, you know what, you have been doing this, and I took this photo, and I took a video clip to show you. And that's patient education, because they know that I should not be doing that to get this. So while we are doing that, we also help a deeper situation, condition, or identify something which is an emotional component. So they come for skincare, we end up helping skincare, skin rejuvenation, aging, as well as psychosomatic or any other stressful situations, how to manage it, right? It's a fascinating journey. I wish you success. And this is one of the situations I go through very, very frequently and commonly. And I thought of spilling out because, as you know, When I talk to my clients, we are in a room and these rooms are being closed for confidentiality. I even play music outside in the corridor. I install the speakers and put some music. May not be a favorite music, but the whole purpose is to distract people so they don't hear what happens in the room. So everything happens in the room, and I would repeat this, what I'm telling you right now, many, many times. But then again, I see another client. So I said, why not I create this video which will shed some light and let it be something which will reach many people, not only the people who would enter this room. All right. Wish you success in your journey. Content, happy, share love. Let's make the place a better place. And Dr. Daniel from Dr. Aesthetics. Take care. Bye-bye.